Hi everyone, Steven Strom here live from Jupiter, Florida, here at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium. It's the first day of pitchers and catchers reporting for the Miami Marlins. It's so exciting to be back. Well, I got a couple of things I do want to cover. Clayton McCullough, he spoke this morning. We also heard from Sandy Alcantara, who threw a live today here in Jupiter. Okay, let's first start with Clayton McCullough, and we'll get to the sounding in a couple of minutes, but really articulating what the differences that this regime is trying to do here and trying to implement, whether it be live early on, whether that be new tech for the pitchers. It is a new regime, and they are trying everything and anything to just get a little bit of an edge. Here's Clayton McCullough this morning talking not only about those things, but also some players he's excited about here in 2025.
Just, are all the pitchers here? Like, did everyone report? And who, I guess, won't be able to go through normal activities?
Yeah, we everyone here. You know, Andrew Nardi has a little low back inflammation. He's just gonna be behind the rest of the group right now, and so yeah, the rest of our guys are, getting here and ready to get outside and get going.
Little wider picture. What's it like day one here? It's real, right?
It's real, and it's been great. Like the energy and the vibes around here for those that have been coming to the complex and working out the last few weeks has been great. There's a ton of optimism, within that clubhouse. As we feel like the type of arm talent that we have, but the guys are, they're coming off what we feel like tremendous off seasons and ready to get back out on the field and get baseball going.
How much evaluation do you do, or can you do the first few days when you guys are doing the first workouts before the games pick up?
Yeah, I mean, there's always a little evaluation, but also there's, just being cognizant of, hey, they've done their off-season training, first time, back out here now doing activities, potentially made more extensive just for the, the bit of adrenaline that comes with the first few days. So I think we're, more using this first, couple of days at camp just to let guys get their, kind of feet wet in the setting and the environment, and then we'll, as we get into ramping up closer to games and those things started, the evaluations are always ongoing.
Clayton, do you do like a day one speech for the team? Is that necessary?
We did have a little meeting with the pitchers and catchers there, and some of it with all the newness that we have here, just making sure everyone, looks at the schedule, if they have any questions, just trying to clarify anything. And I had just a brief message for the pitchers and catchers just as we get camp started, and we'll have a more fuller camp address when everyone's here in a few days.
Hey, you want the pitchers to ramp it up little by little, but how tough is that for them when they want to impress and move on?
Yeah, I think the good thing, our pitching staff and everybody's right on top of that. So I mean, we'll get out and they're throwing off a mound. They'll be very cognizant of where guys are, knowing where they're at, and in communication with them, and ensuring guys are getting in really quality work and not putting themselves in a potential precarious position.
Clayton, what does a workout structure look like specifically this year with your group?
Yeah, so with pitcher catcher maybe a little bit different. We have some, the PFP, as you've seen, we're trying to, as best we can, splice that up some, get smaller groups working. We're trying to, make the reps more impactful. I think you'll see today they're going to be, pitchers throwing off the mound, day one, which we're all used to. Usually it happens in the bullpen area. We're going to have those thrown on the game mounds. You'll have hitters in the box day one, so it's like a live side. And it's a practice. It's their same practice as they would have gotten in the bullpen. Like they have their focus, what they're trying to accomplish in that setting, just in a different environment with some hitters in the box. So, hoping that makes it a little bit more game-like, more representative of what the environment they'll be in the game. So I think that'll be a little something you see different, day one than maybe in some other camps.
We asked guys about that, and then pitchers don't like getting hit. So they were like, we'll see how it goes. We don't know what it's going to be like. Does that kind of be exciting?
It's very exciting. We feel like it's just it provides a better opportunity for both our pitchers and hitters to train, again, in their practice. And the pitchers are going to have a set directive of what they're trying to accomplish in that setting, no different than they would if they were throwing a normal bullpen. It's just going to be just constructed in a slightly different manner.
Whose idea?
I think this was like organization. I know it began some last year in player development, and they rolled that out some. And then this off season, as our group got together, I thought we just felt like this would be the chance to be a really impactful way to change up training, improve training. And look, we knew the players all have a choice in what they do, and it's been awesome that to this point, the guys have been on board and do view this as really like what a way for me to enhance my practice to get me more prepared for my time in the game.
Max Meyer was talking about the amount of information that he had during the offseason and how different this offseason was compared to other ones. How excited are you to see him go out there and maybe be the Max that we've been fully waiting to see?
Very excited for Max. I think he's won our pitching staff throughout this offseason as they began their communications with him and laid out some areas of development for Max. They were very excited about like just how open he was to that, and then not only being open to it, but also the way he showed some some real signs and improvements. I think we're all confident that we'll see a version of Max Meyer that was different than last year.
What was that message? You said it was kind of short, but to the pitchers and catchers.
The big thing was be intentional with what you're doing. It all matters. What you do in the training room matters. What you do in the weight room matters. Your ability to recover, the rest component, nutrition. Certainly when you're out here on the field, your throwing programs and throwing off a mound. So all of it matters, and just trying wherever your feet are at a particular time in the day and whatever you have scheduled you need to go do, make that the most important thing. It's really tough to now say one thing is more important than the other. It's when they all work together. And then for me, another thing is the development aspect of this, it doesn't stop. And for our guys, it's not going to stop, but because you're in the major leagues, and we're going to always look, each day, look, it might be more marginal type things you're looking to improve upon. But at the end of the day, everyone has, a chance each day to get themselves a little bit better.
And what are you looking forward to most about watching Sandy, and how will you watch him?
Yeah, I mean, seeing Sandy from the other side, competing against him, the best part is I'll have the same uniform on as Sandy, and we all know what Sandy brings to, a rotation in a team. So Sandy, all the work he's put in last year, getting back to this point now to get, back in, him getting more into compete mode and getting ready for a season. So just seeing Sandy go out there and I'm sure, execute at a high level and, when he's done with it, have a big smile on his face, and we know that he's getting ready.
You still live in Jupiter?
I do.
What's that like to have that comfort, to be able to come here and go to work and be so close to home?
The commute is much closer than I've been accustomed to for a number of years. It is. It's nice. Yesterday got done. We had our work day here, and we're wrapping up meetings and whatnot. But the chance to go watch my kid play 3 innings of a baseball game is cool, and not something that this time of year have had a chance to do and sleep in my own beds. So yes, to be home and at least see my family for a little while each day is great.
So how do you do? 3 innings.
Hey, he had a nice single to center field, and he hustled, and he was a great teammate. So he had a good day.
All right, so that was Clayton McCullough. So the first thing that jumps off the screen, or at least for the listeners, your ear, is there is a new sort of standard early on that the Marlins are trying to implement, and that is we aren't just going to go through the reps. They're going to do some drill work, of course, but a lot of this wanting to be more impactful, and impactful meaning live. They want every rep to matter. They want guys in the box. They want fielding drills with guys running live. They did this in the minor leagues last year and saw a lot of great results, a lot of good feedback from these players that enjoyed not just sort of going through the motions, because as everyone knows, that's what can happen every single day in a mundane situation. They want to make sure that this thing is fresh, and they want to replicate these live reps so that when we get to the season, there's nothing different. Spring training to the regular season, we've been doing the same things. The second thing that Clayton McCullough discussed was Max Meyer. He mentioned it on our FanFest show on Saturday. He's extremely excited to see what this year's Max Meyer has in store for this team. He gained a good amount of weight in the good areas, of course, getting stronger, but also a lot more sharper mentally. We know he's a bulldog, but he is going to be a strong candidate to be in that starting rotation. Okay, talking about the rotation, Sandy Alcantara. He did throw a live here this afternoon. We got to watch. He faced Connor Norby. He faced Derek Hill. He faced Griffin Conine. Let's listen to Sandy on his thoughts after his first day back on the mound.
Time no see.
Everybody ready?
Sandy, how did it feel out there?
Great, so excited to be back on spring, and excited to be out there and compete.
it was like to the first inning, instead of being off to the side and the little bullpen thing, to be on the mound with a hitter in the box. Just how much do you appreciate that as much of a competitor as you are?
I think that's great idea came from our pitching coach. So we're doing something different this year. To be more aggressive on the command.
Sandy, what did you learn being on the sideline last year about yourself or the game or anything that makes you a better pitcher?
I learned a lot. But to me it was difficult. Because I wasn't able to compete. But I mean, at the same time I was enjoying the game. I was there support my teammates. And having fun together.
Does your love for the game almost reignite because you were away from it for a year?
Nothing changed. My love's still there. It doesn't matter if I pitch or not. I'm a guy who enjoys this game.
What are some of your personal and then team goals this season?
So be healthy, man. Be healthy. Just go out there every fifth day. And give my 100%. And go deep in the game.
Sandy, what was that moment like when you got up? You see all the technology everywhere now, the camera, the TrackMan, the guys instructing you in between. What was that session like? How different was it?
So you say today?
Yeah.
So great. So long time without see a lot of camera around. So hopefully, I want to see you guys a lot this year. And I'm happy to be back.
Está hablando de la tecnología.
Pero yo le pregunté si es de lo de hoy.
No.
All right.
Tecnología en la loma.
Oh, the technology on the mound. Oh, so great. So great for us. Because we know where we go. We all pitchers. And what position you have your arm. So I think that's gonna be great for the pitching development.
What was the pitching coach telling you?
To go easy. So I mean, I don't know how to control my velo. So but I mean today was hard for me. Because they told me to be a little bit low. So. But on my last two pitches, just trying to go a little bit harder.
But Sandy, when there's a batter in there, how hard is it to control your? I know they want you to slow. How hard was that to control yourself?
It was hard, because when you have batter, on there, your adrenaline go up, so, and your body change, So I think today was a little hard for me, because I'm trying to control it, but I think it's great.
Sandy, if the rotation can stay healthy, what's the potential of your guys' group?
I mean, you guys will see. You guys will see this year in spring. So depending how we look now in spring. And it doesn't matter how we look. Just take advantage from the opportunity every day. And go out there and compete.
What are some of the boxes that you're trying to check specifically in spring training?
So get better. Working on everything that I can't work last year. And be ready to compete.
Was that your first time facing batters since you threw the live BP in August or whenever it was? Or?
No. I throw a lot of BP before I get here. So and everything feels good.
How many pitches did you throw?
Today was 21.
And which pitch types?
Everything. Yeah, fastball, two-seam changeup, and slider.
What was some of the feedback from the batters? Did they tell you what?
Learning. Where you go with your pitches. Locate your breaking ball. And don't miss.
How hard will it be to pace yourself? Because we're so excited to be back, to pace yourself through the 6-7 weeks, and I'm sure you want to get right back into game action and pitch 9 innings, but that's just not possible yet. You know what I mean?
So for me, I don't know. I gotta wait. I think there will be a little bit, control myself every time when I get out there, But after 2 months, they gotta let me go. They gotta let me go, because I know the preparation, the hard work that I was doing it, to be back. I'm here now, so hopefully I do better than ever.
Did you see Yuri back there watching?
Yeah, he gotta watch it every time. He gotta watch it every time, like I do before. That's the way that I learned.
Have you thought about the possibility of opening day you versus Paul Steens and over to you?
I can say no, I can say yes. So I gotta work for it. I don't have to feel confidence. So I'm here to work. Depend how they told me. I'm there.
I know it's early, but what's been your relationship with Clayton McCullough early on in the conversations? Good conversations?
Good. So since he got here, he called me. We have a lot of conversation. He happy to be here. So he have a lot of expectation. And let's see how we look now in spring. I think we're gonna be great. We're gonna give a lot from us. To the fans, to the Marlins organization. And hopefully we win a lot of games this year.
Sandy, the new manager said that the number one thing he wanted to see from you today was that big smile at the end of the bullpen. You both had a nice little smile there at the end. So what did he tell you after?
So just on the bullpen. You will see me smile on the bullpen. So in the game, bad dog, you know.
You're a natural leader. Do you think that you know, became a better leader last year, considering that was your focus, is just being there for the team and talking to the young pitchers and stuff like that?
So last year changed a little bit, you know, because I wasn't competing, you know, but I think they know how I work. They know how I look every time I go out there. So there is nothing to show to them, you know, because they know how I work. They know how I compete, you know, and hopefully they learn from me.
All right, so that was Sandy Alcantara, who is so excited. You could see it in his smile. We saw it, at least for our audio audience only. He was so happy to be back on the mound, and good to see him healthy, and we are expecting him to be a full go here in 2025. We'll see here if Clayton McCullough and the staff announce if he's going to be the opening day starter here in the next couple of days. No rush, of course, but the possibility, just thinking about Skeens and Sandy, is very exciting. So we will be back here in a couple of days. Our stay starts here, of course. We're doing all 30 games on the 21st, so we'll be covering you all season long, and we're so excited. Jack McMullen will join us actually next week, so we'll get to work on the content side of things. But we're so excited for this season, and we will talk to you next time right here on the Marlins Radio Network.